Alright, let's get started. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Youre the King again, and today we're going to be talking about starting your fitness journey, and hopefully this tips will help and motivate you to starting your journey. Number one, the most important thing you need to know when starting your fitness journey is your goal. What is your goal? Why are you doing it? Are you doing it to lose weight? Are you doing it to gain weight? Are you doing it for health reasons? Why exactly are you working out? Once you're able to answer that question, then you can go ahead and start doing your research. Once you know your why, then you're able to set a goal. You need to make sure your goal is specific. Like, I need to lose the dress size in 2 months. That goal is not only specific, but you've measured it as well, so you've given it a time frame, and you've also set a goal that's achievable. The last thing you want to do is set a goal like, I want to lose 10 kg in 1 week, because it's not realistic and it's something that's not achievable. So make sure that your goal is realistic and it's something that you can do. If it's not realistic, it's going to put you off in the long run and you're not going to achieve your goal. See, once you've got your goal sorted and you know that this is what you want to do, how are you going to go about it? So you need to go and understand what weight loss is, what fat loss is, and how you can go about that. Speak to professionals, personal trainers, doctors, your own personal online research. Understand how you plan to get to that goal. There's so many different information out there, so you need to find what may work for you, because you have to remember what works for your friend might not work for you. Once you've set your goal and you make sure your goal is realistic and something that's achievable, you want to move on to number 2. Tip number 2 for me will be planning your sessions. It's very important before going into the gym to know exactly what you're doing. I mean, there's times when you get to the gym and you can't find the right equipment to use, or the machine is taken. But if you have a list, you can come back to that exercise and you can know that you're ticking off your list and you're doing everything you need to do. You need to make sure that you've set yourself a program. If you don't know how to start this, talk to a personal trainer. So you can get a personal trainer to create your workout program. You start to learn more about your training styles and what you like doing. You start to realize how much you can train and how often you can give your goal. So if it's 3 times a week, then you need to be specific. When you're writing down your program, try to write a program that's for 3 days and make sure that you're covering everything. If you're doing weight gain, a workout program is definitely what you would need to do, because you will need to split your muscle groups into different parts. Splitting your body into different muscle groups is something that you will work out as you go along, because you start to realize what muscle groups you like to train together. So you can start off with just a general split, doing your upper body one day, lower body the next day, and then doing your abs another day. So then making 1 day for cardio. It also makes it easier to achieve your goal. As you know, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. After 4 to 6 weeks, your program can get a bit boring. You reach your comfort zone, so you're not getting that much results anymore. If you want to change, you must come out of your comfort zone. Changes will not happen within your comfort zone. Tip number 3 goes hand in hand with tip number 1. If you're keeping a workout diary, it's also a good idea to keep a food diary. If you're able to write down what you've eaten for the last 3 days, everything that's gone into your mouth that you've digested in the last 3 days, this will give you a good basis on where you could improve. Sometimes you think you don't eat as much as you do, but when you're writing it down, you start to see how much you really do eat, and you monitor how many calories you're taking in. If you're trying to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit, and if you're trying to gain weight, you need to also make sure you're in a calorie surplus. Sometimes your eyes can lie to you. For me, I like to use the scales to measure my food when I'm cooking. You can get scales as cheap as £5 from August, or check online. If you're going to get a scale, I recommend a digital scale as it's easier to use. Now, my next point is measurements. Tracking your progress. It's very important to see where you're coming from and where you're going, and to just assess your journey each step. As much as I don't recommend the scales, I think it's still important to use the scale as well as other measuring methods. When you're checking to see progress, always use a tape measure, because you can actually see if you've lost any inches or if you gained any inches. And also remember, when you're on your period, for the ladies, you do get bloated. Try to take your measurements away from your period times. I know a lot of us are not comfortable taking pictures, especially when you feel like you're not happy with where you are with your body, but you need to love yourself every part of the journey, and it's very important to take pictures because you can see the physical changes. Now, if you're just using weight scale alone, it may show you're not making any progress, or sometimes it may show that you've gained weight. That's not necessarily the fact. Sometimes it could just be water retention. Again, when women are on the period, your hormones everywhere and you're a bit more bloated, you can end up weighing more. The other thing is muscles weigh more than fat. This means you could have gained muscles throughout the 4 weeks you've been training. Now, when you've lost fat and gained muscles, on the scale it shows that you weigh the same or you weigh more. That won't necessarily show on your standard scale. If you're using a tape measure and you're seeing that you've lost inches, but you step on the scale and you still weigh the same, it's most likely that you've put on muscles and you've lost fat, which is a good thing, because the more muscles you have, the more fat you burn at rest. If you want to be more specific with your measurement, you can get a personal trainer to measure your body fat percentage. This will give you the exact amount of fat you've lost or gained within that time frame. If you're not comfortable going to a personal trainer to take your measurement for you, get yourself a measuring tape, use the scale and use pictures. These three should help you identify where you're losing fat and if you're possibly gaining muscle. And tip number 5, you need to give yourself credit for what you're doing. You need to be proud of yourself that you've even taken a step. It's not an easy journey, and you will get times where you feel disheartened. You will get bad days when you don't feel like working out, you just want to eat crap. You will get people that probably don't even believe in you or laugh at you and your goals, but you need to remember why you're doing this. You're doing this for yourself and for a specific reason, whether it's your health reasons or you want to look a certain way and you're not really happy with how you look and you want to improve that. So you need to remember you're doing it for yourself, and you need to give yourself credit for every step of the way. Sometimes you get people that come down from 90 kg to 70 kg, and then you get a month where you don't really lose as much fat and you just beat yourself down about it. You need to remember you're coming from 90 kg and you've dropped all the way down to 70 kg. You should be proud of yourself. When you start to give yourself credit for what you're doing, you start to look back at pictures. It can actually motivate you to perform better rather than beating yourself down, which can just make you more depressed and eat more. And you have to also remember everyone is different. Just because a method works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. People lose fat in different places and people pick up muscle weight at different paces as well. So you need to bear that in mind when you're going through your fitness journey. Don't look at your friends, compare your previous results to your current results. It's very good to have other role models that you look up to, but you need to remember that their journey is very different from yours. You can't expect the same results even if you're doing exactly the same program as somebody else. And whilst we're talking about giving yourself credit, it's also important to rest. As much as you're working hard and you're pushing your body through these exercises, it's alright to take some time out, because sometimes our body can get exhausted from the pushing and pulling we've been doing throughout the week. Sometimes you might need to take a week out. After taking a week off, you can notice that your performance is much better and you're stronger than ever. Really? That's about it. If you like this video and you would like to see more of it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And please remember to subscribe so you can get notified when I post my next videos. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you in my next video.